Hello, and welcome to another version of the week. And today we're taking a look at the F-4F Peace Rhine. The German Luftwaffe, wrong Luftwaffe. The West German Luftwaffe was a rather new organisation in the Cold War. And by it being a new organisation, they really had to build up their aircraft industry from scratch. And so early on, they ended up using a lot of exports for their fighter aircraft, such as the F-86 Sabre, the totally not so controversial F-104 Starfighter, and eventually in the early 70s they would adopt the F-4 Phantom. Just under 300 F-4 Phantoms would end up being acquired by the Germans, with the most prevalent one being the F-4F, which was a twin-seater aircraft designed for fighter as well as bomber roles. They were acquired under the Peace Rhine program, which was an American-German Air Force joint cooperation project to mainly try to improve the F-4 Phantom with digitized fire control and radar systems. However, one of the main issues of the F-4F is that they were not equipped to fire the AIM-7 Sparrow missile. However, in the 80s, they would start upgrading these F-4Fs under the ICE program, the Improved Combat Efficiency, where they'd start slowly equipping F-4s with AMRAAM missiles. In-game, the F-4F Peace Rhine is a 100-point CAS fighter aircraft available to the Germans, and it has 3 weapons. So you have the rather venerable 20mm Vulcan minigun with 752 rounds. It's your pretty standard plain cannon, this time being a minigun. It shoots quite a bit fast. You have 2 Maverick missiles with 3.3 kilometer range, 50% accuracy, and 26 armor penetration power, and then 4 Sidewinder 9L missiles with decent range against helicopters, good range against aircraft, and 4 high explosive power. You have a decent amount of missiles, and a varied amount to be exact. They're accurate. The Mavericks are great at ground-pounding enemy tanks, including up to super heavies, and the 9Ls can come in pretty pinch against helicopters, but also enemy fighters as well. Up down to miscellaneous stats, it has no armor whatsoever, 10 HP, 20% ECM, very good air detection with a speed of 900 km an hour, and a turn radius of 400. Has a time over target of 165 seconds, it's not prototype, and it pretty much doesn't have any type restrictions. The only type it's not available in is in Marine decks. So in battle, the Peace Rhine, the Peace Rhine. The German weapon system which will truly, finally, bring peace to wargame, by pretty much blowing anyone up who dares approach it. Because, by God, those Maverick missiles are Maverick missiles. They can do a hefty amount of damage. They were pretty much one-shot kill the majority of mid-range tanks, and if you get both missiles off, you can, not always, kill enemy super heavy tanks. And that's really where the Peace Rhine comes in clutch, because for 100 points, you got a very effective super heavy tank killer. Of course, it does not have the Maverick missiles to loiter over the target like an A-10 or a cannon to really do much damage, but especially in the 1v1 settings, you're not wanting to loiter about too much. You just want to fly in, get your missiles, and bugger off, and usually only have enough time to shoot off 2 missiles anyway, so the 2 Mavericks end up being, well, really all you need. I think also is quite slept on this aircraft is the 4 Sidewinder missiles, which are also available to it. Because, yes, it's not exactly a dedicated fighter aircraft, but it can act as a fighter in a pinch if an enemy bomber plane or an actual enemy fighter is coming to intercept you. You have good speed and okay turning radius, which means you're not going to get completely blacked out of the sky if an enemy fighter tries to engage you. It can also be very useful for trying to shoot down enemy helicopters. Once again, 100 points. If you're going to send this on a suicide run to blow up a KA-50 for example, you're gonna pay yourself off because this is only 100 bloody points. However, the Peace Rhine's main weakness is, well, since the South African DLC dropped, you have the nerf of only one of them available to you. So you only get one card with 2 Peace Shrines available, which still isn't bad. They work pretty well in pairs, but it also means you can't just spam them like you could before, because they were very good. And I think another reason why you see the Peace Shrines so often, especially in high 1v1 competitive play, is that the Germans are confederated to a lot of nations in game. Instead of trying to invade them, they've just made friends with them. So if you're playing Eurocore, Dutch German, or Danish German, you're most likely going to take the Peace Shrine because it's an incredibly cost-effective plane. Overall, the F-4F Peace Shrine is just an incredibly efficient aircraft. It can really make or break matches by being able to snipe super heavy tanks for a rather efficient price tag, as well as being able to shoot air targets as well. It's just really bloody good. You should be taking it. Really, take it. Go make some German coalition deck right now and bring this bad boy in. You probably already are if you're watching this video, let's be real here. Anyway, I'm going to leave it off here. This has been another Rhine unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as usual, please just take it easy.